Welcome back to another episode of Entrepreneur Week. So I have been hosting entrepreneurs that I'm meeting through different networking events, different programs I'm in from my coaches, and hi Becca, and highlighting them and their stories and what they have to offer for those of you that are maybe looking for a coach, maybe you're looking for some inspiration. So I support entrepreneurs, and this is such, right, guys? This is such an easy way to do that, to host them on live, have them come on, tell their story and what they have and what they're up to, and maybe they have some offerings that'll speak to you. So this morning, I am so happy to welcome Clinton Middleton. Now, I just said this morning, and this is another thing I said yesterday, it's so great to be able to connect with people all around the world. So Clinton Middleton is from South Africa, and he is going to be joining me. So it's like 2:30 his time. He's going to request to join. I'm going to let him in, and he is going to tell us about his amazing story. He'll tell us a little bit about his story and what he's out there in the world doing and helping others. So without further ado, I am going to welcome Clinton in. Good afternoon for him there. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you've been having a good morning. How are things going? So nice to see you. Look at that.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you,
Hi.
Christine?
Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining and giving me your time and the audience your time. You have an amazing story that if you're comfortable, whatever you want to share. And I'm talking about how you sort of came into this work where, and you posted this, so I know it's okay to say, where you found out later on in life that you had ADHD and how that
Yeah.
affected you in the work that you do. So welcome, and I'll turn it over to you, Clinton. Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I want to surround myself with like-minded people, so it's an absolute pleasure to be here today and talk to you and talk to the audience. Maybe I should tell you a little bit about my background and who I am. So I'm a father. I've got two wonderful boys, 2 and 4, Ethan and Jason, and they keep us really busy, as you can imagine. I'm married to an amazing woman, Tina. We've been married for 8 wonderful years. We've known each other for a very, very long time, but I'll save that story for another day. And up until last year, I was the managing partner at an ad agency, but I've now transitioned into my own coaching practice. But the truth is, this journey began a long time ago. And I was diagnosed, as you mentioned, with ADHD in 2012. And really what that did was it then set off this massive learning and growth and development that I have, or that I had and still have, even to this day. Even to this day, I spend 20% of my day working on self-development. And, that's because I believe that we constantly grow, we're constantly evolving. And it's a false narrative to believe that you're not. Even Benjamin Franklin said that he's got a famous quote. I'm sure you've heard of it, where he says people, they die at 25 and don't get buried until they're 75. And, it just goes to show that, you have to be able to grow and develop on an ongoing basis. So for me, that's critically important. And really through my coaching practice, what I do is I help people get unstuck. I help them uncover those limiting beliefs, help them develop a growth mindset, help them develop self-love and acceptance. And truthfully, that was a big thing for me, especially someone who was diagnosed with ADHD late in life, is, you have this resentment and, you suffer from really low levels of self-confidence and low levels of self-esteem, and you don't know why. So that was a big thing for me. That's what I also help teach other individuals. And really it's about, creating a new script, creating a new empowering life for yourself. And the truth is, as an individual, when you're coaching others, what do people want in that coaching relationship? Is they want to get from point A to point B. and they need someone to help them achieve that, help them to get from that point to the other. So I really help them identify their why, their purpose, help them to develop those goals. In fact, they're their goals, help them to uncover the roadblocks and really hold them accountable. Because the truth is, I'm not doing the hard work. The other person's doing the hard work. But for me, it was really my gift, truly, is my capacity to understand people extremely well. And I help them uncover, those insights, help them uncover and help them understand what it is that's holding themselves back. And then they use those insights in order to develop and grow in various areas of their life. And for me, that's absolutely my gift. And, I'm here to serve and I'm here to help other people. And I believe that, through my message, I'll be able to, my goal ultimately is to reach 10 million people by the end of 2022.
I love it. That's awesome.
And, the truth is we have such low goals. We think that, you want to achieve X amount of revenue or you want to reach a certain number of people. And I realized that I was holding myself back. I didn't want to reach 1 million people. I want to reach 10 million people because it's going to force me to think differently. It's going to force me to think bigger. It's 10xing your mindset. And I don't know if you know the story about Les Brown, but he is one of the greatest motivational speakers in the world. He's one of the greatest speakers in the world. And even he had self-doubt for 14 years. He did not believe that he had the capacity to be able to speak to millions and millions of people. Now, if someone like that is holding themselves back, where are we, right? I mean, we are holding ourselves back and we don't even realize it. So, ultimately that's my goal. I want to reach 10 million people. And, I've just started this. So I've probably reached 20 to 30,000 maybe through my content. I know, diligently continue to work hard, I'll be able to get there. I mean, just the other day, I was speaking to, someone reached out to me on Instagram and, I'm doing this video challenge for 100 days and reached out to me and was like, I love your message. I love the videos you're posting. Can we set up a call? And I set up a call with him and he runs this massive business. He's in the US. And he said, can you come and speak to my business partners? I've got 50 individuals that are part of a call every Wednesday. When would be good for you? And like just literally through this, this platform. So I'm speaking to these individuals next week. I'm super excited about it, super pumped. And these, I'm just looking forward to. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks very much. And then also what I have is, I've got a book that I wrote. It's kind of been 2 years in the making. I've written it already. It's being edited at the moment, or in fact, the editing's done. I'm just getting some people to review it. But I'm going to be publishing that in Q1 of this year. And, it's called Your Only Limit Is You. Initially started out as a memoir. It's now, it's turned into a self-help book. And it's really about the strategies that I used from where I was in 2012 to get me to this point. It's what I use, the strategies that I use, in my practice. And, it's got a big meaning for me because it's dedicated to my dear, my best friend who passed away 2 years ago due to an overdose. And, for me, so it holds a special place in my heart. And it really is something that I want to, I've got a greater purpose. I've got a greater reason for doing this. And I want to help other individuals uncover that purpose within themselves to be able to achieve amazing things.
Thank you for that. And I'm so sorry for your loss. Can you give the audience, I think what I see is sometimes people struggle to reach out for the coach, to reach out for that assistance, to really ask for help, ask for, I need some help moving forward. They feel it, they know it, but they're really not sure what the next step is. Can you give the audience some tangibles that they can think about when they're thinking, yeah, I think I want a coach, or I want to have this goal? Like, what are some tangible things people can do to take those first few steps?
Well, I think, and I spoke about this yesterday. It's so important for you to be able to surround yourself with people that uplift and empower you. And we don't realize that these people around us are impacting us in such a negative way. And you know, that's not just the people, but it's also the news media. So having that awareness is important. And then when you start surrounding yourself with people that are uplifting, that actually want to empower you, you start realizing that there's a lot of people like me, like you, and like people on the group that we are on, that want to help others. And I tell you, it's not that far away from you. What you're doing is you're just surrounding yourself with the wrong people. And when you surround yourself with the right people, you start to realize that people want you to win. I mean, what I want to win, of course, but I want everyone else to win as well. I'm not the only one, you know, and I know you do as well. You know, you want to serve others. So I think when you start being mindful about your circle, start being mindful about the type of content you're consuming, and you start putting that positivity into your life, curating your social media feeds, as an example, is a really easy way to do it. You know, who are you following in social media? Are you following the news media? Well, I'll tell you something. Start unfollowing them, because none of that is going to help you whatsoever. So you need to be able to follow people like you, like me, and we're here to serve. We're here to help. You know, the best way to get in touch with me is send me a DM, and you know, I'm here to help others. So I think that's the key thing.
I love that, and that's so true. And one way that I look at it as well, just like you said, surrounding yourself with those people, positive people that want to help others, and also having that drive to make an impact, to support others. And you know why? Because I know for me, I can't do it alone. I want positive change in the world, and I would love to impact as many people as I can. And I also need to collaborate. I also know that we need to do this as a collective, right? And so I think that's so powerful what you said. You know, surrounding yourselves, that's a great first tangible steps for the audience. Look at who you're following on social media. That negativity, stop following it, because it's not doing you any good. It's not doing any of us any good. And start surrounding yourself with positive people. We're in a phenomenal group. And that's how we met, right? And we're surrounded with this positivity and people who are really looking to make a change. And so it's just, it pushes us even farther, right? Even farther than we were thinking for ourselves.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I think, you know, the more you're aware of it. So first of all, having that, everyone's got the capacity to change. Everyone does. You know, I had the capacity to choose another route and go down a different path. I chose not to. And you know, I think so many of us are faced with that, you know, with that kind of path of choosing one way or the other. But it's never too late. I think that's the important thing to remember, is no matter what you're always one step away from changing your life. There's like, it's as simple as that. So, you know, if it's a video that you watch or a post or something that inspires you, you have the capacity to make that change in an instant. It does not take, you know, it does not take a lifetime of that. But as I said earlier, it's like it's lifetime. You know, you have to always evolve. You and I are always evolving, and we're always growing. We're trying to help as many people as we can. But the truth is, you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. So you have to learn how to take responsibility and accountability for your own life. And you know, I do acknowledge people that have decided that they want to change, that they want to be able to help, you know, change their life. But that is the first step. And know that there's many steps ahead of you. But you know, people like you and I are there to help people on the process. And Craig, I can see Craig's on the call.
Yes,
hello,
I was
Craig.
just going to say, so Craig is with us. So we are part of Craig's Explosion program. And he was who I was mentioning earlier. So it's so great to see you here, Craig. And I wish I could call out everybody else, Andre, Tina, Genevieve. There's so many people that have joined us. I can't see them all, but thank you so much for joining us, everyone. So let's wrap it up and tell people how they can reach you. You say, go ahead and DM me. That's great. How else can they reach out to you and find out more about what you're doing?
Great. So how people can do it, you know, I'm on, you know, reach out to me, see my content on Instagram. I have, you know, I see 5 people coaching. I'm currently full. But you know, I'm always a conversation away. So send me a DM. I'm very happy to, you know, have a conversation, and help people when I can. But I think the best thing that, you know, what I want to do, as I said, to get to that 10 million people, is to be able to give me an opportunity to speak. You know, I've been the president of my Toastmasters club. I've been speaking for 5 years. I want to be given a platform to be able to spread this message far and wide. So get me on your podcast, get me in front of, you know, your team, get me in front of individuals that, you know, you want me to speak to. That's the best way that you can support me right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Speaking of podcasts, let's have you on my Wonder Boldly podcast. We're going to do it.
I'd love
We'll
to do that. Absolutely.
Awesome. All right.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks everyone for joining.
And you too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.